The mission was complete. The crew of the alien vessel had beamed off into the void of space, their ship now laden with a trove of human treasures, an assortment of plundered artifacts and valuable resources. They were certain they had executed the perfect heist. To them, it had been a mere trifle. They had heard the stories, of course. Who hadn't? Across the galaxy, the name of Earth was spoken in hushed tones. It was a topic avoided in serious conversation, merely a cautionary tale shared among the stars. Yet these aliens, in their arrogance, took these warnings as a challenge rather than a deterrent. The crew had grown a bit too bold. A minor transgression could have been overlooked, and humanity might have shrugged it off. But some boundaries were not meant to be crossed. They had taken a small human as a trophy, a fragile, little being they had hoped to use for amusement. The aliens, towering and brutish, with their green skin and broad heads, were notorious for their exploits, bank heists, joyrides, and abductions. They mocked their tiny captive. "Hope the cell isn't too plush for you, squishy thing," they jeered. They had seized a young woman during one of their successful raids, tossing her into a small metal room and treating her as entertainment during their voyage home. One of the aliens, crouched down to taunt her, had yet to hear a word from her. "We haven't heard a peep out of you since we snagged you. Come on, don't be so dull." The woman looked up through her messy hair, her eyes fierce and unyielding. The alien felt an inexplicable chill, a fleeting, unsettling sensation deep within. He tried to dismiss it, laughing nervously. "What does that mean, Squishy? You have friends? Is that it?" She said nothing further. Instead, she huddled close, her eyes never leaving the alien. Despite her confinement, her gaze was that of a predator, not prey. The alien stood up, shaking his head. Everyone was right. Humans are strange, weird things. He made another attempt at humor, tinged with unease. "All right, Squishy, whoever's coming, I hope they can fight." With that, he returned to the bridge where his comrades were celebrating. "Daz, come here," one of his fellow raiders called out. The alien approached slowly, still troubled by the unsettling encounter. He forced himself to join in the revelry, masking his anxiety with forced cheerfulness. "I think what this crew needs is a good old-fashioned night at the bar," Daz's friend suggested. The others agreed, eager to continue their celebration. Daz's mind wandered. The question lingered. Were humans capable of faster-than-light travel? The room's atmosphere shifted slightly, a subtle ripple in the joviality. Daz blinked, shaking his head. "Why does it matter? We're out. They wouldn't dare follow us after the chaos we caused." Laughter erupted, and the room buzzed with energy. Yet, Daz's smile remained strained. The woman's fiery gaze haunted him. Were all humans like that? He tried to shake off the troubling thoughts, but every blink brought her intense stare to mind. "All right, let's drain the taps and empty the kegs," someone shouted, and the crew cheered. The celebration grew wilder as they immersed themselves in debauchery. But Daz's unease deepened. The woman's eyes were an ever-present, gnawing fear in his mind. A fellow raider, Dez, grabbed Daz's shoulders, his own face illuminated with excitement. "You really gave them a hard time out there, my friend. What an idea, swooping her up like that." Dez's cheerfulness faltered as he saw Daz's troubled expression. "What's wrong? The drink too much?" Daz's head was overwhelmed with the woman's haunting gaze. "They're coming," he said with urgency. I don't think she was lying. "They're coming." Dez laughed, though nervously. "What are you talking about? We've got nothing to worry about." Daz shook his friend, panic rising. "The humans. They're coming for us. We have to leave now." The room fell silent. The raiders exchanged uneasy glances. Dez's face grew serious. "Calm down and tell us what happened." "I went to talk to her," Dez explained, breathless. "She said they're coming, and she wasn't scared. She looked at me like she knew something we didn't." The room grew tense. Dez frowned, contemplating. "Maybe we should cut the celebration short, just in case." Joe scoffed, but with less conviction. "You can't be serious. We're running because of a human's spooky words?" "It's better to be safe than sorry," Dez replied. "We've got our loot. Let's head back to the ship and lay low for a while." The raiders, their bravado waning, agreed. They gathered their things and left for the ship, the festive mood replaced by anxious silence. Daz led the way, heart pounding, shadows seeming to watch him. As they boarded the ship, Daz glanced back at the cell. The woman sat calmly, eyes closed. An icy dread settled over him. Was it already too late? The ship's engines roared to life, lifting off from the moon. As they sped away, the stars blurred, but Daz's thoughts remained trapped in the woman's warning. Suddenly, alarms blared, and the ship lurched violently. Daz was thrown to the floor, the sound of tearing metal deafening. "What's happening?" he shouted, scrambling to his feet. "We're under attack." Y, who had been at the controls, shouted, panic in his eyes. "Ghosts," Daz thought, his mind racing. "Get to the escape pods," he commanded. Chaos erupted as the crew scrambled. Daz rushed to the cell, yanking it open. The woman stood unfazed. "Is this what you meant?" Daz demanded. She smiled coldly. "Welcome to the reality of human vengeance." Daz dragged her toward the escape pods, fighting through the mayhem. They reached the pods, and he shoved her inside, following swiftly. He punched the launch button, and the pod shot into space. From the window, Daz watched their ship consumed by flames and debris, his heart heavy with dread. The woman sat calmly beside him. "Do you understand now?" she asked softly. Daz nodded, his mind reeling with fear and uncertainty. The humans were coming, and there was nothing they could do to stop it. As the escape pod drifted away from the wreckage, Daz tried to steady his breathing. The void of space stretched out before them, an endless expanse of cold and silence. The pod's interior was dimly lit, casting eerie shadows on the walls as the remnants of their ship flared and fizzled out of view. Daz's thoughts were a whirlwind of panic and confusion. The woman's calm demeanor was unsettling, her serene expression contrasting sharply with the chaos they had just escaped. "What do they want from us?" he asked, his voice trembling. "Why are they coming after us?" The woman's gaze was steady, her eyes reflecting a cold resolve. "It's not what they want from you. It's what you've taken from them." Humans have a way of seeking retribution, a drive that goes beyond mere survival. You crossed a line that can't be undone. Daz's mind reeled from the implications. He had always viewed humanity as a primitive curiosity, something to be exploited and laughed at. But now, faced with the real threat of their vengeance, he struggled to grasp the gravity of their actions. "Is there any way to negotiate with them?" he pleaded, his desperation evident. "Maybe we can make some sort of deal?" The woman shook her head slowly. "It's not that simple. Human vengeance is a force unto itself. It doesn't follow the rules of diplomacy or negotiation. It's driven by something far deeper, a collective determination that doesn't easily forgive or forget." Daz fell silent, the weight of the situation sinking in. He stared out of the small viewport, watching as the stars streaked by in the darkness of faster-than-light travel. The escape pod's control panel beeped intermittently, but otherwise, the interior was eerily quiet. "We can't just sit here," Daz said, shaking himself from his stupor. "We need to find a way to evade them, to get as far from here as possible." The woman's gaze was unwavering. "Evading them might buy you some time, but it won't change the fact that they are coming. You should prepare for the inevitable." Daz's heart sank at her words. "How do you know so much about them? What makes you so sure they won't stop?" The woman's expression softened slightly, though her eyes remained intense. "Because I've seen their resolve. Humans don't act on impulse alone. They plan, they hunt, and they don't stop until they achieve their goals." The escape pod continued its journey through the cold expanse, the vastness of space offering no comfort. Daz tried to refocus, assessing their situation. "We need to contact the rest of our crew, warn them. If we're in danger, they need to be prepared." The woman nodded. "They'll need more than just a warning. They'll need to understand the gravity of what's coming." Daz activated the communication systems on the escape pod, trying to reach out to his fellow raiders. The signal was weak, the transmission filled with static and interference. He could only hope that they were still able to receive it and act on the warning. As the days passed, the escape pod drifted further into the vastness of space, Daz and the woman sharing a tense silence punctuated only by the occasional updates on their status. The pod's limited resources forced them into close quarters, their interactions becoming increasingly strained as they awaited the next phase of their journey. One evening, as the stars twinkled outside the viewport, the communication system crackled to life. The message was garbled but unmistakable, a distress signal from the raider ship. Daz listened intently, trying to make sense of the fragmented transmission. Under attack, losing control, can't hold them off? The transmission cut off abruptly, leaving Daz and the woman in a state of anxious uncertainty. The reality of their situation was becoming all too clear. "We need to do something," Daz said, his voice resolute. "We can't just wait for them to find us. We need a plan." The woman considered his words, her gaze thoughtful. "You're right. While we're still in transit, we should use this time to prepare. We can't predict everything, but we can do what we can to mitigate the risks." Daz nodded, determination hardening within him. He began to review the escape pod systems and resources, making preparations for any potential encounters. They worked together, the tension between them easing slightly as they focused on survival. As the escape pod continued its journey, Daz's thoughts were consumed by the haunting prospect of humanity's vengeance. The stars outside seemed distant and indifferent to their plight. The woman's calm presence was both a comfort and a source of unease, her knowledge of human resolve a constant reminder of the peril that awaited. With every passing moment, the reality of their situation grew more pressing. They had to find a way to escape, to outwit the relentless pursuit of humanity. The stakes were high, and the future uncertain. The escape pod hurtled through space, a small vessel of hope against the vast, indifferent cosmos. Daz and the woman faced an uncertain future, their fates intertwined with the looming threat of human vengeance. As the escape pod drifted further into space, Daz and the woman continued their preparations. The atmosphere inside was tense but focused. Daz, despite his initial panic, had settled into a methodical approach. He reviewed the pod's inventory, checked the navigation systems, and tried to make sense of their options. The woman, with her unervingly calm demeanor, offered occasional insights and practical advice. Their immediate goal was to find a safe haven, a remote location where they could regroup and reassess their situation. The woman suggested using a nearby, uncharted asteroid belt as a temporary refuge. It would provide cover and potentially offer resources they could use to fortify their position. "An asteroid belt?" Daz asked, a hint of skepticism in his voice. "That sounds risky. Aren't those areas known for their instability?" "Yes," the woman acknowledged, "but it also provides concealment. We'll be harder to detect among the debris, and we might find resources that can help us repair and fortify the pod. It's a risk worth taking." Daz reluctantly agreed. The pod systems were already in a delicate state, and they needed to be cautious. He set a course for the asteroid belt, navigating carefully through the dense field of rocky debris. The ship shuddered occasionally as it maneuvered between the asteroids, the proximity sensors flashing warnings. "Hold tight," Dez said, gripping the controls tightly. "We need to be extra careful here." Hours passed as they navigated the belt. The escape pod sensors picked up occasional blips of unknown signals, heightening their anxiety. Daz and the woman worked together to make necessary repairs and adjustments. The woman's knowledge of human technology and behavior proved invaluable, helping Daz to make sense of their options and keep their spirits up. Finally, they found a relatively stable asteroid with a small cavern that could serve as a temporary hideout. The escape pod settled into the cavern's entrance, its engines powering down as Daz and the woman prepared to disembark and secure their position. "This should be a good spot," Daz said, scanning the area. "It's isolated, and the cavern should offer some protection from detection. Let's set up a perimeter and make sure we're secure," the woman replied, her tone practical and focused. They worked efficiently, setting up a rudimentary security system and fortifying the pod's entry points. The woman's knowledge of Earth's natural terrain was surprisingly useful in creating makeshift defenses. Daz was impressed by her resourcefulness and began to appreciate her as more than just a captive. As they worked, Daz found himself growing more curious about the woman's background and her understanding of humanity's capabilities. "How do you know so much about us?" he asked. "What makes you so certain of our resolve?" The woman paused, her eyes reflecting the dim light from the cavern's entrance. Humans have a way of leaving a mark even in the darkest corners of the universe. We're known for our resilience, our capacity for vengeance, and our drive to protect what we hold dear. It's not just about brute force, it's about purpose and determination. You seem to have a deep understanding of us, Des said. Where did you learn all this? The woman's gaze softened slightly. From experience. I've seen what happens when humans are wronged or threatened. I've been on the receiving end of that determination, and I've witnessed its effects on others. It's not something easily forgotten. The conversation was interrupted by a sudden alert on the pod's console. Incoming signal, Des said, his voice tinged with urgency. It's faint, but it looks like a distress call. The signal was weak and garbled, but it was clear enough to indicate trouble. Daz and the woman exchanged worried glances. It could be another raider or someone in trouble, Daz said. We need to investigate, but we must be cautious. They decided to use the cover of the asteroid belt to their advantage and carefully approached the source of the distress signal. As they neared, they discovered an abandoned ship, its hull damaged and drifting erratically. The distress signal had been a beacon, a last attempt at communication before the ship's systems failed. Daz and the woman docked with the derelict vessel and boarded it, cautiously exploring its interior. The ship's log revealed that it had been attacked by an unknown force, its crew presumably lost. The damage was extensive, and the remaining data was incomplete. This confirms what we feared, the woman said, her voice somber. They're relentless. They're not just coming after you. They're pursuing anyone who might have information about their target. We need to get back to our pod, Des said, urgency in his tone. We need to stay ahead of them and keep moving. They returned to their escape pod, their situation growing increasingly desperate. As they prepared to leave the asteroid belt, Daz received another transmission from the raider ship. The message was fragmented, but it was clear that the crew was in grave danger. We can't abandon them, Daz said, determination in his voice. We have to try to help. They're part of the reason we're in this mess. The woman nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. All right, but we need a plan. We can't just rush in blindly. Daz and the woman worked together to devise a strategy, using the information from the abandoned ship to anticipate the attacker's next move. They prepared to re-enter the fray, determined to confront the looming threat and protect what they could. As they left the safety of the asteroid belt, Daz and the woman braced themselves for the challenges ahead. The vastness of space seemed more intimidating than ever, but their resolve was unwavering. They had to face the consequences of their actions and find a way to survive against the relentless pursuit of humanity's vengeance.